Like, when this is all said and done and the Bryce Young era in Carolina is over, are we all going to be upset that we didn't just bet against Carolina in every game? The Saints are now a 7.5-point road favorite in Carolina. Derek Carr is expected back. Olave is going to be good to go for the game. And Bryce Young is going to start. I think we owe it to ourselves that we could tease New Orleans. We could do, how about a Saints-Texans teaser? How the hell does that lose? And I'm gonna lay 7.5 with New Orleans. I don't need to lay 6.5. I don't need for it to come down to 7. I will lay 7.5 with New Orleans in this game against Carolina. I think we have to bet against Bryce Young. I guess we don't have to. Agree or disagree?
I think as a teaser leg, I want to do it. Like, I don't want to lay that big of a number with Derek Carr, who we're still getting information on Derek Carr. It sounds like he should be back this weekend. I know Dennis Allen, the head coach of the New Orleans Saints, sounded optimistic on Monday when he met with the media. It's not going to be Rattler or Haener. It's likely to be Derek Carr. But he still is coming back from an injury, which, like, laying points with a quarterback that might be a little bit rusty. I don't know if I want to do that. But teasers, like, I don't think the Carolina Panthers have it in them to win a football game, not as currently constructed. Like, I think the guys in the locker room, the vibes are down. Everybody knows that, like, they could be the next player that's sent out of town because the team is looking to sell, because they know that there's no path forward other than tanking and getting as high a draft pick as possible.
Does Canales suck?
So, I kind of think he does, but I feel like it's early. But just like knee-jerk reaction, I kind of think he sucks. I think he's unqualified.
How are we not betting the Saints? How are we not betting the Saints?
Yeah, I mean, it's the Carr injury is the only thing that hangs me up a little bit. Is that Carr's coming back, and is he 100%? Or is this New Orleans being desperate and being like, hey, Derek Carr, get out there because we have no other option? That's the only thing that scares me a little bit. Like, Carr could come back and lay an egg.
No, because Dennis Allen said that a couple weeks ago, that Carr was always good. Like, he was probably going to be back in week 9.
I like to tease him. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to tease New Orleans is what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to tease him. But like we've said, in terms of it moved, Saints-Texans. We could do Saints Seahawks, Saints other teams. I think Saints is a nice anchor for a teaser, is a really, really good way to play this, because I think they're going to win the football game. I'd be stunned if Carolina won this game, like legitimately stunned, because Carolina has not proven to be an NFL team at any point this regular season. So it's been all New Orleans money. Bryce Young gets announced as the starter. More New Orleans money. We'll stand on business. Saints, let's go. Who dat? Is that what they say? Yeah, because Cincinnati's who dat. Saints are who dat. Who dat?
Now,
let's go.
Cincy is who they think. Well, which one's who dat? Saints are who dat?
Saints are who dat. Cincinnati is who they say they're going to beat them Bengals.
No, but isn't it who they say are going to beat them Saints? I don't know. Anyway,
I think they both share them. They're very confusing.
Name anywhere from 1 to 3 NFL head coaches that are more handsome than Dave Canales.
Ooh, I actually had this conversation with someone from the opposite sex this past week. That was not my wife. We're at a Halloween party. It was at a Halloween party. Okay. That's what we were all just talking about it. I don't know why I made that sound weird. But she's big Canales fan, is what she was telling me.
You did make it sound weird. I also have questions about the fact that you're at a Halloween party talking with a woman who's not your wife, like about hot male
Dave
NFL
Canales.
coaches. Yeah.
She brought it up because she was talking about how her boyfriend watches football. Like, it's all of us that are sports fans, so that's how it got brought up. But okay. I would say Canales is definitely on the Mount Rushmore. LaFleur is on that Mount Rushmore as well. LaFleur always has the fade rocking, like fresh cut. I would say Salah's gone. Salah was a good-looking guy. No, I don't think McVay is. No, McVay. No, I think he's a little bit overrated. He's just in shape and jacked. Who knows what he's using? But he's just jacked.
I think it's LaFleur is the most handsome head coach.
LaFleur's in the conversation for sure. Like, I'm looking at the teams right now. Like, who else? Like, no, none of these guys. Like Stefanski with the beard. Like, have you seen Stefanski without the beard? He needs the beard. The beard makes him at least look decent looking.
I'm a little like out of questions about you. Like Kevin Stefanski. I think we need to move on. Tyler,
I mean, what's your list,
buddy?
Like
to participate on this. I think Canales. Matt LaFleur is number 1. Canales number 2.
Yeah.
Fat Brian Dable number 3. When Bryce Young's NFL career is over in like 3 months, will we be regretting the generational wealth opportunities to fade Bryce Young in every game that he starts? Saints a 7.5-point road favorite in Carolina.
Yes, we will be, but Saints teasers are the nuts here, right? Like Agreed. The Saints just to basically win the game, and you have so many options this week with the Chiefs, the Eagles. Like this, I will have the Saints in a lot of teasers this week, and I'm not even a teaser player. I just have to do it this week.
So Denver hosts Carolina last week, right? And the Broncos keep getting bet and bet and bet. And people would say, well, it's Bo Nix favored by 12 points at home. How could you lay that? Final score of the game, 28-14, and Carolina scores a last-second touchdown, or else Denver wins the game by 21 points. Panthers head coach Dave Canales announcing about an hour ago, Bryce Young will start this game for Carolina. The Saints are now a 7.5-point road favorite, Baldy, on the road in Carolina. And Derek Carr expected back for the Saints. And I'm just thinking, if I don't bet the Saints in this game, am I going to regret it afterwards when New Orleans avalanches them like they did in the Superdome in week 1? Can Carolina keep any game close with this personnel and that quarterback under center in this game, Baldy, or moving forward?
The Saints have been dreadful without Carr. Ever since really their starting center went down against the Eagles, they've been dreadful. But they're 7.5 points better than Carolina. Carolina's a bad team. They're just, I expect more guys to be traded out of there. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jadeveon Clowney out of there by Tuesday in the trade deadline, just the way Deontay Johnson was their leading receiver in the time that he was there, and they traded him away. So I think, the message in the locker room is we got to get the quarterback position fixed. We'll play Bryce. He made one good throw for a touchdown the other day, but he threw a couple terrible interceptions. I think it was Jaquan McMillan made a great catch on one of the interceptions, but even still, I don't think he's going to be an NFL quarterback. I don't care who coaches him or what team he goes on. I just don't think he has any presence out there when he plays, and he plays small, and that's how he looks. And I think the Saints will kind of show that once again.
Yeah. I think we all collectively, I think we need to bet New Orleans, or at least tease the Saints. At least tease the Saints coming up on Sunday.